$69.95 on 3 Flex for you as well. This is 738656. So there's a connection here, Mike. Can you draw the line for me?
Yeah, well, it's pretty, we debuted this last week, okay, and made numismatic history. I guess it was 2 weeks ago here on HSN, and we're continuing that. Conventional wisdom has always been, and I think we should have had a letter sitting around there someplace that we got from the United States Treasury, and I have it here, and I can speak to it. That conventional wisdom is that the United States Mint made all of the Mint State American Silver Eagles, okay, from 1986 to 1999 at the Philadelphia Mint, okay, at the Philadelphia Mint. So that's the way they've always been either certified or done anything with. We found out through a Freedom of Information Act request, and we said, well, hey, where are all the United States Silver Eagles been made? And can you give me box numbers? And we asked the Mint a whole lot of questions, okay? We asked them a whole lot of questions. They decided not to answer, in essence, all of those questions because they're not required to answer everything. Just they can produce records. But the most fascinating thing that they released is that all of the American Silver Eagles from 1986 to 1987 weren't actually made. The Mint State coins were not actually made at the Philadelphia Mint. They were made at the San Francisco Mint, and nobody knew it.
Oh.
All the proof coins were made there, and we knew that. But nobody knew that the coins were made, at the San Francisco Mint. So what we have been able to do is find a limited number of coins, a very limited number of coins, because you have to get, in essence, fresh coins or rehold of the coins, because every coin out there in existence right now, is either misidentified or under-identified. Now we take into account we have new information, so the coin is correctly holdered for the first time in its history that it's from the San Francisco Mint.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's why it goes in that San Francisco bridge core holder that you see right there. It's never been in that before.
I see.
It's been misidentified for 35 years. We finally have coins that are correctly identified. Even more importantly, and probably most importantly, is this is the first year of issue 1986. So the most important part of what we have here is we have them.
Exactly.
Right now, I can tell you right now, just 1986 American Silver Eagles, particularly since we broke this information to the general public 2 weeks ago, have absolutely, positively disappeared. Because remember, now this is the other bookend coin. The 2020 that we've been talking about that has absolutely dominated collecting in numismatics. That has dominated collecting in numismatics for the entire year is because it's a bookend. Well, this is the original bookend.
That's so interesting. You're right.
The original coin from the first year of issue, which has disappeared. Everybody was collecting them anyway. Anytime I got them, anytime throughout the year, they sold out instantly at basically this price. So now I have all this in this annex coins. I've got, I had to get coins. We had to certify them San Francisco Mint correctly for the very first time.
Wow.
and nobody knew this. So now we have a correctly identified 1986 American Silver Eagle. Because if you have one now, it's still a 1986 Eagle and it was struck at the San Francisco Mint, but it's either incorrectly or incompletely identified on the certification in the holder. And so you're going to have to recertify that at another $30, $40, $50 fee for that. And 1986 American Silver Eagles right now, good luck finding those. We were just at a massive show I found less than 100 coins.
No way, really? Wow.
I found less than 100 coins. They simply do not exist. We have aggressively been buying every single solitary coin that we could find available in the marketplace, and simply, absolutely, 100% have been able to find almost none. We've obviously bought whatever we could, and the prices we've paid, we're up 20%, 30%, 40% from, 2 months ago, let alone 6 months ago. The price of this coin has literally doubled, because you understand, today they make 40 or 50 million coins. The 1986, they made 5.3 million coins.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're down to less than 500.
They're almost 10 times rarer to begin with.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So fascinating. Mike, we did find the letter that you mentioned. It is here. Did you want me to show the letter? And I also have...
What I want you to show is the numbers.
This one, okay.
Yeah, because, the letter, and you'll get a copy of this, folks, by the way. We'll send you a nice copy of the letter. It's a front and back letter. You see the front of it, which is basically, it says what we ask for, and they just say that we don't have to answer all your questions, but we'll answer some of your questions. Okay. And this is one of the things that they answer. And if you look right up there at 1986, at the there's the letter, so it'll be two-sided, and so you'll get that. So if you go right up to the numbers at the top there, it says 1986. Everybody always thought that all of these coins, and that was conventional wisdom, they were made at the Philadelphia Mint. The only S-Mint American Silver Eagles were the ones, the proof coins made at San Francisco. And if we look up there, 86 and 87, 86 and 87 were made, mint state coins were exclusively made at San Francisco. As a matter of fact, no American Silver Eagles were made at the Philadelphia Mint until 2015. We thought that that's the only mint that was making them for basically the first 20 years. We thought the Philadelphia Mint was making them, and the fact of the matter is for the first 2 years it was the Philadelphia Mint, or the San Francisco Mint, and then there was a blend of the San Francisco, West Point. We can't tell which one's which there. Because they don't have mint marks. So the 86 and 87, we know San Francisco because it's the only place they were made. The rest are a mix, so they're homogeneous. And then you can see down there when they start being made exclusively at the West Point Mint as well. The problem with this coin, of course, is they just don't exist. And when you find them, you have to understand, vintage American Silver Eagles, particularly anything pre-2000, they basically almost don't exist in Mint State 7. The government treated these like silver bars in essence. They didn't take any care in terms of in terms of making the coins, minting the coins, packing the coins, and so it's rare for them to even grade Mint State 69. There's occasionally some Mint State 70s, not like there is today. So Mint State 69 is actually quite a significant grade. We get a brand new fresh box, so oftentimes not even half the coins are going to even grade Mint State 69. That's critically important for you to understand as well. And understand, I don't know that I'd charge in today's market, even just in any holder, incorrectly holdered or incompletely holdered, I'd still be $169.95 or $179 or $189. In other words, we're in essence charging what amounts to no premium for these coins in the San Francisco holder that you see right here, even with correctly identified, even though it's something that we have because it is that first year of issue that nobody even can find right now. And now that they're changing the design of the American Silver Eagle, they're changing the design of the American Silver Eagle. Once you do that, once you change the design of the American Silver Eagle, everybody wants the very first one. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
That makes sense, absolutely. And we've got some really exciting news coming up in about a minute after this presentation. And these are, as you can well imagine, Mike, going very quickly. Price, flex pay, extended returns. We've got all the good things happening at HSN for those of you who are collectors. And maybe you're just starting. I mean, it's fascinating to sit and listen to Mike's knowledge of this world because, this is what you have done. What was it, Mike, way back in the day, not to date you, because I know you're a young fellow, but what was it that first got you into coin collecting?
Actually, I was very, very young. It was my grandmother as a matter of fact. I remember sitting at her kitchen table, and this was a long, long time ago, and she had a batch of silver dollars that she had saved and allowed each one of the grandkids to pick one. And I picked a 1921 peace dollar. And that was my very first coin from my grandmother. And been collecting, and I didn't start collecting right away, because at the time I was probably 6 or 8.
Wow.
So I did that. But then by the time I was 12, I'd started pretty actively collecting.
That's incredible.
With that, and of course collected silver dollars to try to complete that collection that my grandmother started.
Look what she started. Yeah, she started your whole life's journey. I talked to my son tonight, because I got him started in collecting coins with the American.
Indian head penny.
Yes, exactly. You remember? Yeah, we had a really good talk about that. It's a nice thing to be able to teach your children and grandchildren, and certainly collecting money isn't ever a bad thing. But we're going to go from this note 1986 MS69 to, follow me here, MS70. 1986 MS70